All right, what is up, folks? Welcome to Foreign and Domestic. It is good to be here. Good to see everyone out there in the side chat. And thank goodness we're not on the Hillbilly channel because, oh my God. Oh, I'm still reeling over that. My stomach is not good, folks. My stomach is hurting. Alan, get us started off right, brother.
Oh, I will. I will. I'm kind of waiting for the YouTube feed, but I'm not going to wait much longer here.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I love it when the show notification interrupts the intro. That's just classy stuff right there, I'll tell you. All right. So, great night for you guys last night. I was good to see that happen. Currently out in the side chat, Armament and Axis, Edward Petty, Hillbilly out there, got Kyle, Richard White, Tactical Fud, first one in the room, welcoming everybody. Welcome. Oh, wait, I forgot somebody. The YouTube audit. Am I glad to see you out there?
What's happening, Jamie?
Dude, I'm telling you, I hope I get some sleep tonight. I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning on Hillbilly doing all these giveaways. Check this out, man. Check this out. Look at all those prizes and all those winners. And I'm telling you what, man, we had a blast last night. You guys got to stop shooting your mouth off about you'll drink a hard seltzer. That took up way too much time when you got 29 prizes to give away. And 22. We gave away 22 prizes last night. And we've already got more folks wanting to give more prizes that we couldn't fit on that show. So there's going to be an overflow fundraiser for the Scottish American. So I can't wait to get that started. And we already have a donation. I mean, we've already started raising money for the second, let's call it chapter 2. What do y'all think? What should we call the overflow? Should we just call it the overflow? Come on, Alan. I smell wood burning. Say it.
I'm not sure you want to hear what I'd have to say.
Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Them big claws, especially tall boys. I don't understand it. The tall boy white claws and just chugging that crap. How does that just not cause your head to pop off of your body? When those things first came out, they were supposed to be a drink for females and man, no, I've taken like one sip of one of those once, and I have no idea how you guys are chugging them damn things. Horrible.
I did. I'll tell you, my stomach is still turning, man. It'll be a few days for my stomach to heal up.
See, I think Kyle, who's a major contributor to the overflow, by the way, I probably shouldn't say that. He's going to get mad at me. But this closet claw admirer thing, I think he nailed that right there. I think there's folks out there who want people to think that they hate White Claws or hard seltzer, period. That guy probably is the exception to the rule. But I think they kind of like that crap, and they kind of want to be able to do it on TV. You know what I mean?
Hillbilly sure does, man. He's always the first one to say, "I'll do it. I'll do it." And then
and he's gotten you into it, and I think he's converted you to the dark side. I don't know. I don't understand, man. We've done bourbon challenges right here on Foreign and Domestic. Y'all are doing White Claw challenges, seltzers and shit. I mean, that's pretty foo-foo business.
Never happening again, brother.
Yeah, see, if you wanted to impress me, this is what you'd be doing. I challenge you to 2 shots of at least 100 proof. That would impress me. This whole White Claw thing, hard seltzer thing, it's like, man, it's just too bubbly, dude. And now they're acting like, you guys know I love you. Don't think I don't, but I love you for and but this is the God's honest truth. Telling a grown ass man to put his pinky up while he's drinking a hard seltzer. Come on, man. What the hell?
How did the first 10 minutes of this show turn to talking about freaking White Claw and hard seltzer?
Well, it's left over from last night, man. I mean, and look, guys, I was up till 1 o'clock in the morning, and then it took me another hour and a half to get to sleep. Particularly when Bubba downed that thing like he did, and then started eating the milk duds that were sitting at the bottom. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's not good stuff, man. And Uncle Jim, it pretty much is piss, man.
Yeah, well, you should send
Yeah,
up.
seeing Bubba take the first drink of that and get the flavor of it, he's like, that tastes like burnt tires.
But what did he do?
And then he just man upped and just kept going.
And that dude right there did 2 of them. And not just 12 ounces. I'm talking about the big ones.
Yeah, one was a 19, the other one was a 24. Won't do that again.
I forgot.
And next time I'm getting a smaller cans, man. Yeah.
I purposely bought a 6-pack, so I had the small can.
Yeah.
The other five are going outside and being shot.
Yeah, I didn't realize that one was a 24 till I got it home. It's like, oh my gosh, that's 2 cans.
Hey, Uncle Jim needs a link.
Just terrible stuff, man. I've consumed an entire bottle of double barrel bourbon on a show before, but that stuff is disgusting.
I believe you did, matter of fact.
What about the Woodford Reserve? What do you got to say about that?
Oh, I'll still drink it to this day. It's good stuff.
That's not me, man. If even way back in my teen years, if I got sick on something, I was done with it. I ain't never drinking that crap no more.
Oh, I didn't get sick on it. It did knock my dick in the dirt, though.
Well, a whole bottle, I mean, that's premeditated insanity. What can I tell you? Black Rifle Medic.
Yeah, I tried to stay up and go on Foss's show at 1 o'clock in the morning. I think I made it 15 minutes. It's like, nope, I'm going to bed.
There's George. I will say this: George is my hero. He did not drink a hard seltzer.
He did not. No.
Yeah, that's a good kitty cat right there.
He's the smarter one in the house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he is.
He
definitely is.
So I'm hoping Uncle Jim will come join us this evening.
Tell you what, though, even though there was a bunch of tomfoolery going on, it was a heck of a good night and a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. It was a blast, and I think part of that is all the prizes and all the winners and all the funds raised for our friend who really needs it right now. So there's my brother MCK, garage guy. I haven't heard from Bubba, but I never hear from him until Saturday night. So that's nothing unusual. Should I text him?
Yeah, I haven't heard nothing from him either. He might be in the hospital.
Oh, too bad, Uncle Jim. Too bad, man.
You're welcome anytime, man. You want to come on, just let us know. You're more than welcome. There you go. Yeah, Billy's got it. He ain't left the bathroom all day. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, hard seltzer and milk duds. That's quite a combination.
I've had quite a few visits to the bathroom today. There's Michael out there. Good to see you, Michael. So you only made it about 15 minutes on the other chat, huh, man?
Yeah. I think it's around 1:30 in the morning or so. It's like, nope, time for bed.
Yeah, I think I made it to about 135, 140, somewhere around there, and I was out.
One thing about it, I didn't lay in that bed very long, toss or turn. I think I was out pretty quick.
Oh, I woke up pretty early, and bathroom was the first place I was going.
Let's see when I get see Uncle Jim. That's what I told him. I said my real Uncle Jim, which me and you've had a conversation about. He taught me when I was just a young guy that if you're going to go out drinking and partying all night, that before you leave, about an hour before you leave, pretty much as soon as you finish supper, drink a good tall glass of buttermilk, and that it'll line your stomach and you won't be sick. Now, to me, the buttermilk is worse than the cure is worse than the disease, man. I'm telling you, I can't drink buttermilk, but that's just me.
So, thoughts of an old soldier sent me a picture of his front yard. Dude, you want to talk about a swimming pool? Holy crap! I thought mine was bad last week. Yeah, you can't see the ground. There is no ground. That's insane. Absolutely insane.
That's right. Yeah,
Oh,
Rick White
that,
and Uncle Jim.
that stuff's a laxative on its own. You don't need milk and magnesia to help it.
Yeah, buttermilk is. Yeah,
Well, I'm hoping that's the one time a year I have to drink a hard seltzer. 'Cause
Well, just don't open your mouth again, and I plan on doing the same. Not opening my mouth, and yeah, no more hard seltzers, man.
yeah, there's always next year.
No, no. See, you're already putting your foot in your mouth.
Gary,
Hmm,
when have you seen me drink a hard seltzer?
I never have.
Why?
Because you're smarter than me.
I wouldn't go that far, brother.
I just felt like sacrificing myself for the good of the cause. Uh, it's not like I wanted, had some great desire to drink one again because I missed it since last year. But if that would help people raise a little bit more money, then I was willing to do it. So
Look what Hillbilly's trying to stir up over there. He's telling a bold-faced lie right here on Sunday on Foreign and Domestic. A bold-faced lie.
that's right.
Now, he might have heard that, and that would not be a lie, but that didn't come out of my mouth. What's up, A&A?
Hello, all. I haven't done this in a minute, and I'm trying to remember how to put my logo up there. Alan, you look so different, all shaven and just. I haven't seen you guys in a minute. Jamie, you look the same. Gary, you look the same. Is that what is that, Mr. Grayson?
That's George. Yeah,
George Grayson. Yeah,
that's him.
I actually I gotta let him in here in a minute. I got a husky from my son. He's a 7-year-old puppy because he's still got his little friends. And a buddy of mine is in between houses and wanted me to foster a kitty. So now I got a big gold cat. But anyway, good to see everybody. I'm gonna jump. I might be jumping in and out because I'm still doing stuff. But I'm gonna see if I can get my logo up here. So hello all.
Hello. Long time no see.
Yep, good to see you, man.
This evening's Foreign and Domestic, not brought to you by Prairie Fire, Iowa's own hot cinnamon flavored whiskey. Not brought to you by Prairie Fire at all. But if you are a fan of Red Hots, Prairie Fire.
No hard seltzers on this show, folks.
No, whiskey or better always. Even though it's flavored whiskey. But hey, it's
Al.
an Iowa thing, and
Hey
I
Al,
need another bottle.
you don't sound like you've been drinking at all. And I'm gonna show you my latest. I'll turn my cam on real quick. I just found this, and it's in a can. It's still like $11.
Is it hard seltzer? Ooh.
No, it's Columbus Brewing Company, and it says Festover, but it says October style lager. I like it. I've been getting into all kinds of different beers lately. I gave up on the hard stuff. The hard stuff for me anymore is like sip, because the hard stuff will grab me and go, "Oh, buddy, come on, we're going for a ride," and I can't do that anymore. And beer, I just drink good beer anymore. So,
Yeah,
but anyway,
I
go
drink
ahead.
some good hard beers, man. I got a 13% sitting in the fridge. I had to have a backup for after all that crap yesterday.
Oh, yeah. How's your back doing, brother?
It's not too bad today. Most of all my pain right now is in my hip.
Okay, I talked to you. Matter of fact, My friend that I'm taking care of the cat for, back's messed up, hip problem. I'm like, oh, and I said, oh, I know a buddy that just called me about that. So what happened Saturday? Did you go to the doc or what's going on?
What do you mean? What happened Saturday?
Well, you said after Saturday. I can't remember the last time I talked to you and you told me what was up and your back's all messed
Oh
up.
no! After last night with the hard seltzer, man, I had to have a backup.
Oh, okay.
You got to have a good beer to follow up after that crap.
Yeah, I don't know if any of y'all have tried IPAs, but I tried one and I was like, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't know. I hate to buy it because I did. I bought a 6-pack of an IPA. I drank one and went, ugh, and I gave 5 of them to my buddy. So
IPAs can vary wildly. There's some IPAs that I absolutely dig, but
That's
some
what I
of
heard.
some of them I just can't do. I can do most lagers. I do like lagers. Some stouts, though, they've got some microbrew stouts out here in Iowa that I mean, you have to pregame before you drink one of those things because they're
Columbus, Ohio. So it's local.
What's the ABV on that?
What's that?
What's the ABV on that?
It's 5.3. It's not that much. I remember Sam Adams used to make an October. Gosh, there's a lot of
they've got.
No, it's not my guitar. I'm sorry. No, they used to make an Oktoberfest that was like 13%, and that was like when it was like, yeah, I just need a 6-pack. I'll be good.
They've got their Oktoberfest out, but that's nowhere near that percentage.
No, it's about 5.3. So, but like I said, I don't need that much. I enjoy the taste of good beer. So, but
yeah, some IPAs can get extremely fruity, and I don't do the fruity ones. They're just way too much.
One of the ones I tried was Shock Top Belgian White, and it's a lot like Blue Moon, but I think it's a little smoother. But they both have just a pinch of lemon in them, and it's not. Yeah, I'm not a fruity beer guy. I don't. Everybody's like, put this in your beer and no. And I see Busch Light peach, but I'm like, I don't know. I want to taste the beer. So, anywho. Yeah, that's what I'm drinking tonight. Actually, there was another one. I had a couple left. Bella USA Amber Ale. That's not bad. The Sam Adams Summer Ale, Sam Adams Porch Rocker. That's some good stuff. I could just sip on that. Yeah. So, I've turned back into a beer connoisseur. Oh, the one thing, and this is cool because we can't touch things, but look what I set up. See if I can do this. I'll get it in there. I think it's in the shot. Is it in there? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Blow that up, man. Let's get a good look at that.
Go full screen. Yeah, it's grainy, but that is a SAR 2000 all stainless steel. Basically a CZ75 copy. And talk to Scotsman about this. I've always wanted one, and this deal came up. But yeah, it's like brand new in the case. Everything only came with 2 mags. Now, the weird thing is I was at Fin Feather and Fur today in Milan, and they had this is something I'll ask Scotsman about. They had a CZ mag there, and it says CZ75B. Now, is there a difference between the B and the standard? Because the magazine would go into and I've heard that standard CZ mags won't fit in the SAR, but the SAR magazines will fit in the CZs. And the SARs are
They got a different cut on the front for where it actually locks in.
that's what I said, because the mag went up in, I held the mag, it locked the gun open, and I'm like, it's there's a different cut for the lockup. And I suppose you could fix it, but I'm like, for $50 with tax, no. So but the bad thing is if I got to buy SAR magazines, which are made by Metgar, yeah, I'd have to check with Metgar, but when I went to the SAR website, they're about $50 a piece, and I'm like, oh, come on. I need 3 more. That's $150.
So what does that mean? BD is a decker.
What's
Warsaw.
that?
Warsaw says 75B only has a safety. BD is a decker.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, typo. Decocker.
I'm actually I was on the YouTube chat on my phone. I suppose I ought to get there on my. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Yeah, come on. Yeah, I don't know. I just, like I said, it said it was for a CZ75B, and I thought that the CZ75B was kind of like the standard CZ75, but had something different, standard. But I don't know. So, but yeah, it fit. It just wouldn't lock up. I mean, it locked the gun open, and I'm thinking, I looked at it and I went out. I wish the thing is I didn't grab an empty mag, because I only got 2 and they're both loaded, but I didn't grab an extra one to take to the store and look at the notch, you know what I mean? So, but that's what I heard. They were just like a fraction off, like 3 cat hairs or something. I don't know. It's like, really, does it have to be this difficult? So,
They want you to buy them mags.
oh yeah. I do know that reading on the SAR that one thing that they did do is I guess they went with a Tang Folio fire control. And I don't know, I haven't researched to see how different the Tang Folio fire control is to the CZ. I guess it was a little bit of an improvement they did. I don't know. All I know is this thing feels like you pick up a piece of clay and wrap your hand around it and it hardens. That, you know what I mean? It just fits my hands perfectly. And that's what I remember when I handled one back at the 90s, an original CZ. And, it was like, oh my God, this thing just fits my hand. And that's why I always wanted one. Well, I took this thing to the range, and this is funny because I need to get to the eye doctor. I went to the range. Now, the targets we get from Splatterburst are 18, what are they? 11 by 18, something like that. 11, 12 by 8, I can't remember. They're not that big. The silhouette is pretty small. So I put it up and I just walked back and I said, good enough. Well, I ended up pacing off. It was about 30 paces. But the first group I shot, 4 or 5 inch group, 16 rounds. I was like, well, that's not bad. I went, wait a minute. Now the head part is like a 4-inch circle. And I said, I'm going to put my cheaters on, my reading glasses. Put them on. The sights were perfect. The target was blurry. All 16 rounds went into like a 3 to 3.5 inch group at 30 yards. I went, okie dokie, that'll work. Very accurate. So, and it just told me, hey, dummy, get to the eye doctor. So, but anywho, I'm gonna go ahead. You guys talk for a minute. I gotta get the dog in. I'm getting my YouTube going so I can get on the side chat and everything. So Good to see everybody. Sorry for eating up so much time. Go ahead, guys.
You're good, buddy.
Amazing. So what are our thoughts? We got Rich White says Tank Folio is based on the Israeli Jericho. I'm seeing some emails and stuff from different vendors out there who are selling IWI stuff, Israeli Weapons Institute, I guess, whatever. I don't know.
Israeli weapons industries.
Yeah, so I'm dying to get one, man. I mean, I'm a believer. I try to study the Bible and I try to live a good life, and I fail miserably, but still, you know, God said that if you he made a covenant with Israel, and he said that those who bless you I will bless, those who curse you I will curse. I'm just really dying to get hold of something Israeli made and just run it through its paces and see what it's about. And they've got a ton of nice stuff out there, man.
They make some quality firearms, man. I'm trying to think of the name. Trying to think of the name of the one pistol they make that you probably like.
Am I mistaken, or didn't IWI? You remember the auto mags, the 30 carbine, the 22 Magnum, the 45 long side. Oh crap! What was the name of AMT? I swear IMI took them over for a short time. I don't know. Too many years of companies changing names and trying to remember all that, but it just seems to me that IMI took over that company for a minute. So I don't know.
I'm not sure about on that one, but I know, A&T is back in business again, but you're paying serious freaking money, man.
The one AMT I always thought was cool was the 30 carbine pistol. I just thought I liked that. And how many went through the store, and I just, I had a wife and 2 kids. I didn't have the money. I want one. No.
Me, man. I want that 44 auto mag, but it's got a high price tag.
Yeah.
It's got a high price tag and a bad reputation. So
I can't remember who was the company that brought it. Somebody brought it back, the Wildly or whatever it was called. Somebody tried to and it was supposed to be better, and it come out. I don't know. I haven't even seen anything on it in years, so I don't know.
Yeah, they're back out. They've been back out for probably almost 2 years at this point. And they're not cheap, man.
Yeah, well,
they're not cheap. I forget how much they had them at last time I looked, but they were around. I think it was around like $6,000 or something like that.
Let me see if I can find them.
Oh, here's a little side note. Talking to my buddy, the one I'm fostering is Kitty. He's actually a pretty good cat, but I could turn my camera back on here in a minute because I want to show the other side of the pistol, and the cat's laying there. But he had a Uzi, an MP5. I was talking to him. He said he bought his MP5 like back in the 90s for $3,000. He sold it for 33, and he feels like he sold it low. I'm like, that's a good down payment on a house there, buddy. He said, well, I bought it as an investment. I'd say, yeah, 10 times what you paid for it. So.
Oh yeah, I've got a few like that are worth a buttload more than what I paid.
Well, it's like my old model 94 Winchester that my brother gave back to me, that my dad gave to me. I sold to him, yada, yada. Even in crap condition, look up the price of Model 94 Winchesters from like the early 70s. It's like, okay. Hell, try and buy one.
I got some rare pieces that are extremely hard to ever come across, and
Right.
so I'm kind of lucky in that sense.
Well, you know, and things like that, you just kind of go, well, it is an investment. And, you know, that's one way to look
Oh
at
yeah,
it.
I mean, for what I paid for it and what I can get out of it, if I ever really wanted to sell it, yeah. I mean, I'm talking 6 times what I paid for it.
There you go.
You know,
So,
but I'll never sell it. But
yeah. Well, you know, that's how I am with that 94 and the M1 carbine. That was my dad's, and it was my uncle's before it was my dad's. And it's funny because my dad traded a pistol he bought off of me when I had my FFL for that to my uncle for it, because my uncle wanted a pistol and my dad wanted that carbine. And it was like, okay, it was like a Ruger P95, like the first polymer frame, cheapest freaking. And you got an M1 carbine? I know who won out in that one. But they didn't look at it that way. They weren't looking at value or anything. But it's a quality hardware M1 carbine. They're not real common, and it's in really good shape, and it's worth some money. And I remember M1 carbines coming through the gun store in the 90s, and it was like, $150. I want to go back in time. Wow.
well, I mean, look at SKSs. SKSs are going
Yeah.
for $400 or $500 now, and they used to be freaking $50.
Yes, I know.
You know,
Look at what Mosins are going. Oh, there it is. Look at what Mosins. The price of Mosins have went up. I'm like, you could buy like a crate of them for like $500.
yeah.
Look at that.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't that a thing of beauty?
Now that's the one where they actually cut the 308s down, or are they using 44 mags?
It's 44 mag.
Okay.
No.
The original one was cut down 308s. Yeah, the Clint Eastwood one was originally they would cut, and it's funny because they said it in Beverly Hills Cop 3, or I don't know, the one with the tall blonde Rocky Stallone's wife. She had a Desert Eagle, and he's, you know, Eddie Murphy's like, oh yeah, order out of 44 auto mag to cut down 308. No, the original ones were. They cut a 308 casing off, and because I guess.
Let me see if I can find this.
So,
look at that. That is.
Yeah, that
was a gorgeous gun.
Yep.
But it doesn't shoot 44 Magnum. It shoots 44 auto mag.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is and there's the ammo. It's a rimless cartridge so that it can feed through the semi-automatic action.
If my memory serves me correctly, yes, the original ones did take a 308 casing and cut it down. Now I don't know what they did after that, or if they made their own. But
what was the price on that, Jamie?
Oh, I didn't see a price. I'll go back and look for one.
Sticker shock.
I swear the last time I saw it was like $6,000 or something like that. Is what they had on. Yeah, they had some. They had some outrageous.
When this was. This is a May 16th, 2021 Justin Opinion article, and they list. Let me see if I can share it again. Do y'all mind if I share it again?
No, you're fine. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah.
We want to see it.
$4,295 as shown in 2021.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's how it's shown in a presentation case, red velvet.
Well,
two magazines.
Right.
Isn't that how when Clint Eastwood got it in the movie, when he opened, wasn't it like that in a case like that? I swear.
Yeah, it was in a case like that. And Uncle Jim, you're right. Super low recoil. super smooth shooting.
I've never
Gas
had my
operated
hands on
rolling
one of
bolt.
those. Sudden impact.
Ah, dang it. All right. Sudden impact. I got to mute my camera and pick up my table because the stupid cat's trying to get up in a window that he's not supposed to.
If I spend that much money on a gun, it better never miss. That's all I gotta say.
It don't matter what you spend on a gun, Gary. You still got to do your part, brother.
That's what I was afraid of. Well, I can miss with a $500 gun.
But if you could have bought one in like the '80s, and of course it would be a Jam-O-Matic. It wouldn't function. But if you had that gun and you still had it today, what would that be worth?
Oh, I've seen some insane prices on those. I've seen them as high as $10,000, $11,000.
Because Clint Eastwood shot one in a movie.
Yep, and they're highly sought after. They're still highly sought after by collectors, and that's what drives the market. The more someone wants it, the more the price is. So, yeah, they're up there. I've looked multiple times because I would love to have a classic one, but every time I've looked at them, they're just way out of my budget.
I know, man. You get to a point where you're buying a house and not a gun,
Oh, that's it, man. That's just like walking up and buying a freaking car, just paying cash for it. That's like, it gets pretty nutty on some of this stuff. I'll be right back, fellas. I got the landlord coming over for a second, so I'll be right back.
All right. I was watching probably a YouTube video, or I watched something or read an article or something, either this past week or the week before, about Wild Bill Hickok, not Hickok 45 on YouTube. I'm talking about the real Wild Bill Hickok. And his 36 caliber, I think they were 1856 Navies, black powder guns, sold for $180,000. You have just got to have the providence to make those things real to be able to get that kind of money for anything. What are your thoughts, Alan?
And as an investment over time, if you got the money to sink into that kind of investment, you're not going to lose it. It's going to increase in value as long as you've got all the predominance and everything else under the sun. As long as they don't get damaged, you're going to make money. But I mean, that's a crazy amount of money. But if you've got that kind of money, you're going to make money over time just by keeping them in good condition. You can turn around.
The one thing I was going to say is, like I was saying, Scotsman, AK, SKSs, AKs. I got a Mac 70, Mac 90. What is it? Mac 95? Mac, what the hell is that? Mac 91. I can't remember. MAK 90, I think. Anyways, Chinese made. I paid $175 for it. The things are going for $1,000. And it's like, I just wish I could jump in a time machine and just go buy up stuff for $50 back in the day that we thought, well, look, $50, who cares? Now look what it's going for. You know what I mean? It's just, Should have known better. Surplus always dries up and then the price goes up. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it is. Guns are an investment. I mean, always, if you take care of
But
them,
like Alan said, you got to take care of your stuff, man.
that's what I meant. Take care of
If
them.
you put them in a case and don't look at them, and yeah,
Yep. Keep them in your safe. Keep a
The
dehydrator in
way
there.
I
Clean
look
'em.
at it, the way I look at it is nobody's gonna get ever the amount that I paid for any one of my guns. I use them, and it's not like I'm gonna become famous using them. And you know, is it really gonna matter to me 75, 100 years from now if someone's trading a gun that I had and somehow I become famous for being the biggest idiot on YouTube or whatever? um and and so all of a sudden it makes this pistol that I bought worth a bunch of money because they can prove that it was mine.
Well,
We had this big time period in America, in Western America, where there was a lot of predominant figures. And when you can actually tie those weapons back to those kinds of people and have the predominance for it, yeah, the value of those things are going to go through the roof. But I don't ever expect anybody to be able to make more money than what I have purchased or put into a build than what I got it for, because it's never going to be like new. I use them.
no, guns are new once. They're new once, and they're in that condition once. And Mark Novak's the one that Anvil. It's how can I say this? I'm trying to figure out how to put my words together here. It's like, yeah, you're never going to become famous for using a gun, Alan, but at the same time, you could become notorious for using a gun if you're willing to do something really, really, really stupid. And is that going to increase the value of that gun? Well, yeah, it will. But there's going to be a certain segment of collectors that would never touch that gun because of the provenance that it's attached to it. Like, for example, the 6.5 Carcano that killed John F. Kennedy. There's a if that gun hit the market, what do you think it would bring? In the millions, man, in the millions.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there would be a certain segment of the collector population that would never touch that firearm because of because of the history of that gun.
How about the recent? I wonder what that gun's going to be worth. Not that it'll ever surface because it'll be evidence, but the recent attempt. Yeah, I wonder what that one's going to be worth.
Well, and a lot of people equate, guns and vehicles in different arguments and stuff. So the white beat up Volkswagen of Jeffrey Dahmer's, multi-million-dollar rig. The thing is ridiculously priced, and the lead singer of Korn still owns it.
Oh my God. Well, it's just like I just watched a thing. I watch Expedition Unknown a lot, and they had the ruby slippers. Judy Garland's missing ruby slippers and what they sold for, and they went missing. Somebody stole, and I'm like, you people put a price on stuff that's kind of stupid, if you ask me. I mean, now, I guess the provenance of it being that, but I just whatever. But yeah, you're right. I mean, you look at what heck. I wonder how much the gun that killed Ken or Lincoln's worth. You know,
Well, and it doesn't even have to be used in some type of malicious attack. Try any of the prop guns that the Duke used.
right? Oh yeah, huh. Yeah, I can imagine.
Okay, let me say
Not
this.
even real firearms. Not even real firearms. They were
Right.
prop firearms.
What about the
But
one Alec
these things are
Baldwin
worth
used?
hundreds of thousands of dollars now.
I said, what about the one Alec Baldwin used? Ugh, that's not good.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah,
Do
and
me
I
a favor. If you find it necessary to shoot and kill me, please don't do it with a Derringer. Use a real gun, man, and just you know,
all
let me
righty,
be man enough to die,
diamond.
preferably with a single action army or a 44 or something, and just not a dang Derringer.
That's funny, Jamie.
So, yeah, I want to address this. Yes, in a lot of cases, the guns that they use as props in Hollywood are real guns. In some of the cases, they're not actually fireable guns. It just, yeah, they look the part. They'll even have like substitute cartridges so that it looks like it's a blast from the gun. It just, yeah, in a lot of cases, some prop guns are real firearms.
Alex case, they were. Uh, I was going to say the other thing. You remember Miami Vice? He carried the Bren 10. Um, yeah, finally I got a 10 millimeter. I love it. It's the best millimeter. But they did no. It was an actual Bren 10, and Bren 10s are not. Yeah, look up the price of those things. But nobody made 10 millimeter blanks, so they had it in 45 and used 45 blanks. And here's another thing: if you watch The Matrix, when the first one, when Neo gets shot in the chest from the agent or whatever, right? And you see the case eject, you can tell it's a blank. Look at it; it's a crimped over casing, and it's like you guys could have made it look more real, but yeah, a lot of the prop guns, yeah, they fire blanks. And who was it? Brandon Lee. He died from the blast from a prop gun. It was too close to him, and he got the blast. So it was a shotgun, and he took the blast into his abdomen somewhere. And so, yeah, the little flash out the end is still not good. But yeah, a lot of them are real guns, and they just used blanks.
Yeah, a lot of them are real guns.
And of course, they got to
And
lighten the springs because there's no bullet to create, the kinetic resistance from kinetic. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, so yeah, I guess Alec Baldwin had a real gun, and he didn't pull the trigger. How does a single action peacemaker go off without pulling the trigger? Just holding it. I just curious.
well, yeah, apparently that particular gun was so worn and so damaged
Yeah.
that right.
Mm-hmm.
No, the answer is it doesn't.
If it was me or you, we'd be in prison. Sorry. No matter the lawyer we had, we'd be in prison. Whatever. Did he get off on that, or I don't know. I know he went to court.
Yes, he did.
He got off on it, or what? They blamed
Yes,
the
he
prop.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got off on it.
Yeah. I call bull, but
Yeah,
whatever.
Rich White called it. I was just about to bring it up.
Mhm.
Brandon Lee wasn't killed by like a flash. There was actually a partial squib in that barrel,
Oh,
and so when they went to go
that's
actually
right. That's right. I
make that
remember that.
scene,
Yep.
yep,
Yep. Yep. That happened to somebody else, and the gun blew up on him or something on set. I can't remember. But yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, if even if Alec Baldwin say his gun, they were shooting and they were light loads and it squibbed one, the blast from a blank's gonna launch the bullet. It's gonna go. You know what I mean? So it's like I look at it this way. Actor or not, and he's all anti-gun anyway. But I'm like, well, stop using them in your movies. But I'm sorry, you always check your before you even. All of us know this. You handle a firearm no matter what. You check and go, okay, okay, clear, and you make sure. And especially if you're going to go onto a movie set, you're going to go, oh shoot, this is live ammo. This is wrong.
no, they had an armor, and she was absolutely incompetent.
Well, I know that, but
and on top of that, when it came down, they're supposed to be basically safety training and required safety training, and Alec Baldwin refused it. He's like, I've done plenty of movies. I understand how this works. Leave me alone. I'm in makeup.
Yeah, typical him, right?
So yeah, it's kind of old hat, but it was absolute malarkey.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, I couldn't go into an acting. Well, I've been around guns since I was a sperm, but I mean, I couldn't go into acting being that dumb, not knowing firearms. I don't know. But hey, you're an actor and you're an arrogant.
See you later, Big Al.
Peace, brother. Yeah, you're arrogant actor and whatever. So I didn't, I figured he'd probably.
I get a kick out of all these Hollywood actors that are anti-gun, but they make their money off of using guns in their movies.
Exactly right. Exactly right. So, Anywho, I'm gonna turn my camera back on because I flipped this little dude around. Let me see if I can get her in the shot here. Boop. All righty.
So I think that disqualifies you. I just really do.
That's the other side of it.
If you're anti-2A, you ain't got the right to touch a gun in a movie.
I believe the same thing. If you're, and it's like, oh, it's okay for you to, oh, yeah, it's all right for me to, no. And, especially movies where you're portraying a citizen that's just minding their own business, that's armed, like us, and you're the one that does something and blah, 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 and going to make a movie about it and get all famous and blah, 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 but no, you're not allowed. Yeah. How many middle fingers can I throw you? It's like, really, yeah, enough of your arrogant, elitist attitude. Anyway, if you want to focus in on that there, brother Scotsman, that's the other side of it. And behind that, what it's propped up against is the other thing I was going to show, which I can handle because it's not a gun. So, but I don't know. There it is. That's the other side. Yeah, she's a beauty. All stainless steel, full 17 round mag. It's heavy, and I love it because it keeps the recoil down. It's a beaut. Anyway, all right, I'm good with that. I just wanted everybody to see the other side.
Tell us what exactly that is, Chris.
That is a SAR 2000, which is a CZ75 copy, and the Turkish, I guess this is what the Turkish government or the military uses for their sidearm. That's what I heard. So,
Thanks for popping in, Rich. Appreciate you.
peace, brother, rich white guy. But no, my buddy Dan's a wheeler and dealer, and he come across different ones, and I just never had the money, and I got this one for like $575, I think. And I got online and I dug around and priced, and I know I talked to Scotsman, and he said, "Well, I could." I said, "Yeah, all stainless." Well, no, yeah, but I never had the cash, and he sent me a couple pictures of this one, and I went, and I'm looking at my money, going, "Yeah, I could, but I got to be careful because bills and life." And it's like, I can do it. Screw it. I called him and said I want it. So, and I'm not disappointed. I am not disappointed at all. Beautiful shooting gun, smooth, just typical CZ75 design, just the smoothest shooting. I love it. Love it. So, but I guess I got to buy SAR magazines because standard CZ75 does not fit. And like Scotsman said, it's the notch, it's the lockup notch. So, but hey, I don't care.
Sorry about that, folks. I'm back.
Hello.
Well, you could take a Dremel to those mags and fix that problem.
I know. I just, I'm not. I hate to pay. This is the thing that the CZ mags like 40 some bucks, and I'm looking at the SAR mags and they're about the same. I'm like, just spend the money.
Find you some Metgar mags. They're the same magazines. They're made by Metgar anyway. So find you some Metgar mags.
See, that's whatever the SAR magazines are made by Metgar. Actually, Metgar makes magazines for a bunch of people. So their factory magazines are made by Metgar. So, but I don't know. This one was a CZ, and I don't know. The only Metgar ones I saw had the polymer base. Now, I don't know if that's going to matter because that polymer is a little thicker at the bottom when you try and slam her in there. I don't know until I tried one, but either way. But the other thing, and I can handle this. You guys ever heard of Buffalo? I'm sure you have. Buffalo Cartridge Company.
Yeah. Buffalo Bore. Yep.
Yeah. Let me. This is God Guns Country, the Buffalo Cartridge Company, Adrenaline Precision Series. Anyway, 115 grain. No, wrong way, dingy. Yeah, 115 grain. Nothing special. Blast ammo. I was at Fin Feather and Fur in Milan. They had that and Blazer brass. Well, this is brass, reloadable. And I went, same price. They had the Blazer on sale for $12.99, and they had this for $12.99. I went, I think Buffalo is a smaller company. I'd rather give them my money. You know what I mean? So, and for the price for blasting ammo, the girl that was it's actually where it's at. There's like a knife counter right there. They got the high-powered air guns back there, but the girl that was back there, and I'm not going to be a dirty old man, but she was a cutie. She was quite young though. But I asked her. I said, "Hey, what's the price on this?" And I said, "Well, I want to try it." She's, "My dad and I shoot it all the time. We've had great luck with it." I went, "Well, for the price, same as federal big company, I'll throw them my money." You know what I mean? So I bought 3 boxes of it. I'll try it, see how it does. Right now I actually need to get. I got to check with Everglades Ammo down there in Florida, and get some bullets because I got everything to load 9 except bullets, and my 9 supply is getting real low, and I have 3 of them now, so I might want to get my butt busy. I got all kinds of empty grass.
I use Everglades for like my 5.56 rounds. Typically with my 9s, I've still been using berries for years. There's tons of good manufacturers out there that make some awesome projectiles, but it's
well, the one thing I found with Everglades, okay, they're plated bullet. You know, you can get their plated bullets. Now when you compare prices to like berries or Extreme, they're about the same. Great thing about Everglades, 99% of all their stuff ships free. I had a box show up here that weighed almost 50 pounds. Free shipping. You know how much that cost in shipping? I mean, I went to pick it up and I'm like, ugh. Will they take down a buffalo? Well, you know, it's a 9mm. If I shot it 7 times at close range, maybe. I don't know. It's a 115 grain full metal jacket. How about shot placement? That's what I'll say. Shot placement.
Yeah, that's funny, man. That's funny. Okay, let's to your point to Buffalo Cartridge Company. They import a Springfield XD clone, which I own one in 9mm, and I really like that gun.
Really?
Yeah, they it's an XD clone. You can buy XD magazines for like $12 to $15, $20 tops, and they fit in there. They feed great, everything. I mean, now I have not gone so far as to take parts off one, put it on the other, or anything like that.
Right.
But the magazines work and function, and it's called the BRG Elite 9, and I've got a video on it on my channel. And Chris and Gene Hot Pot, Chris from 740, they helped me with that, and it turned out pretty well. And you know, they're more into the production side of their videos than I am, but that gun shot well for me.
Now the only Springfield I have right now is the XDM 10, but and I love the 10mm. I'm sorry.
I have the Springfield XD 40 service model, 4-inch barrel, and then I have that BRG Elite 9.
Nice. Do those have the grip safeties or no?
I don't. Yeah, they have the what I call the beaver tail thing.
Yeah, it's just a little thing in the back that's stolen from the 1911 grip safety kind of idea.
Right.
But yeah, mine does too. I guess some of the early ones didn't, or some, I can't remember. Some of the early ones might not. I don't know. Maybe an added feature. Who knows? It's like trying to keep up with Glock models. I don't even try. They change and they go, oh, this is the Glock this or the Glock that. And I'm like, looks like a Glock to me. What's the big deal? Glocks are boring. I'm sorry.
Okay, so if you start spelling it out when you get to the L after the G, you've lost me.
And if you keep saying that word on here, you're not going to be on here.
Yeah, the G. We'll just call it the G word from now. Because I know Scotty ain't no fan.
No, we'll have to kick your ass off.
Right?
Thanks, Ron Wayne. I think that's a really good budget option. It seems to function. I need to do like a follow-up video. I need to do a lot of follow-up videos. Hell, I need to do a video, period. You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm in the same boat. My brother and I have been, we need to get the range, this, that. I just actually, last week working on a job. Now, mind you, this is not going to be guns or guitars, but You know me, I'll post what I'm doing in my truck or cooking or. Well, this was kind of interesting. They built a bike track, and these guys do this all by hand, and just watching them and working with them, and they definitely have a passion. The interesting thing is these guys travel all over the world. One of the guys lives in Brazil. Went down to build. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? You know, you're only like 40 miles, 50 some miles away. One of these days. But anyway, yeah, they went to Colombia to build a bike track, and the guy liked it so much he's been there for 9 years. He's still a citizen, but he lived. I'm like, they travel, and I'm like talking to these guys, and it's kind of a niche thing, you know. But obviously, they get paid good money to build these things. But it's like I meet a lot of interesting people in my job, and this was just another, you know. So yeah, posting content. I got a bunch of things I got to get together. I got things from the eclipse I haven't put together. So, but
What the
yeah,
hell's going on, man? You're scaring off all our viewers.
who, me?
Yeah.
What'd I do?
I don't know, but half of them disappeared. What'd you do, man?
I don't know.
You
I
scared
didn't.
off Alan too. Alan's off. What the hell?
Well, he's still showing up here, ain't he? I don't know.
No,
I'm on the YouTube side.
no, Alan's disappeared.
Oh,
This
Scaring
is
off
not on
everybody.
my screen.
You're
yeah.
scaring
Well,
everyone off, man.
okay. Well, my camera's not on, so we can't blame that, right? Oh boy. So anyway, how is everybody else? Any new purchases? Anything? Enough of me talking. Hey,
There's my
Chico.
brother.
What's
There's
up,
my brother
brother?
Chico. Good to see you, man.
Brother Chico. Um, yeah, I bought two guns recently, and one of them was I bought a Marlin 336 chambered in 35 Remington, and I know y'all know I love 35 Remington. I've done a lot of videos on it, but this one was for. Uh, I just wanted to get in there and do the slick up thing, and it's going to a dear friend, and uh, I hope he enjoys it. He had one when he was a kid, and it, you know, sometimes we get separated from our firearms because it's not really our choice, but we have to do it. And then yesterday, I bought this old single shot 16 gauge shotgun that says Stevens Model 94C. And I guess I kind of like projects like right over there. Y'all can't see it right over there. There's an SKS. You were talking about that earlier, and it's still packed in cosmoline, and it's been packed in cosmoline so long the wood is like mush. So I'm probably gonna have to find another stock for it, but I'm gonna get it and get it try to get it going. Then a friend of mine passed away probably 3 years ago now, 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and he was taking on some gunsmithing type projects. And one of the ones he had was a Remington semi-auto 22 long rifle with the really long barrel, kind of like a target gun. I wished I could remember the model number on that gun, but I didn't know whose it belongs to, and it's a part. I mean, I got a bag with the parts, and then I got the barreled action, and then I got the stock. And another friend of mine turned out that gun belongs to him, so now he's wanting that back, and I got no clue. And there's my brother Chico. So yeah, man, I kind of don't know what I'm going to do about that 22 thing, the Remington. But I'm really excited about this old single shot 16 gauge.
Yeah, that should be good, man. I look forward to the video on it.
Yeah, I got to do that, and I'm going to do a video on this Marlin as well. You can't show what you're actually doing to guns.
Right. It's ridiculous what you can and can't do anymore. It's just so dumb.
And so that may be linked over at Rumble.
Rumble.
I'm liking Rumble more and more, guys, and I hope you guys are too, because eventually that's where we're all going to be. There's Chris from the 740. What's up, brother? And Kyle Lusk is over there.
So I got a message from Al, and he ended up losing power. So hopefully he'll get power back soon.
Yeah, he said before we started that he had some storms rolling through. It's good to be seen, Chris.
Go ahead, Gary. You have something you want to say?
A second ago, no, I was just gonna say that's a bad deal that Allen lost power.
Yeah, there's been a lot of storms lately. It's not good.
I think
Gary,
he
what's your
happened-
most recent purchase?
My most recent purchase would be that Smith & Wesson M&P Plus 30 Super Carry.
30 Super Carry. Nice.
How you liking that?
Well, I'd like it better if I'd get to the range and shoot it, but I ain't managed to do that yet. I want to see if I can hit a target. Well, I'm pretty sure I can. I've shot it before at at like SHOT Show and stuff, but I wanna put a good number of rounds through it and see what I think of it. Of course, the ammo ain't exactly easy to come by, and it ain't cheap either.
Yeah, I taxed my FFL here last month. I think it was last month or the month before to get an updated copy of their FFL. And they're like, "Oh, you got something else coming?" I'm like, "No, I just keep up to date on I saw you were coming up for renewal." I was like, "Well, you haven't bought it in a while." I'm like, "I know. Trust me, I know." It's probably been a couple of years since I bought something.
Yeah, that's not good. That's when your local gun store tells you that.
Yeah, she cracks me up. She's funny.
Okay, this is my contention. This is Jamie's wisdom for the night. If you know the number of firearms that you currently own, you probably don't have enough.
Yeah, those are rookie numbers.
Well, I'll say this is I stopped counting. And I know I don't own as many as I want. I know I've owned more at one time in the past, but I'm working on it again. And I got a brand new one I love, so
Well, it's like people ask me how many firearms, how many guns I put together over the years. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I put together so many, I lost count.
Well, when I worked at the gun store, I was their minor gunsmith. I mean, people would just bring in dysfunctional guns, and if I had to take a little file and clean something, that's about it. I didn't have tools there, but I was the guy that I can't remember. And once they found out, oh, Chris knows how to work on guns. Oh yeah, I'd come in and there'd be 4 or 5 guns light up with tags on them. Hey, what? Come on! I didn't mind. No, I loved it.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't officially work on guns at the store, but because we're weren't sure about that, but so if someone had something they didn't know for sure, I'd look at it for them, try to help them out.
Well, we weren't set up for it either. It's just they found out that, customers found out that I actually knew what I was doing, and could decipher what was wrong and fix a problem. And it's like, oh, well, here's another. I'm like, hey, man, should I get paid more for this or what?
Well, I've had customers bring in guns in a bag. Can you put this back together for me? I take it apart. I can't get it back together.
I had
I've done that once. I actually took a gun in a basket, what they call a basket case, and I carried it to the gunsmith, and I said, I got this back together. There's something wrong with it, and I don't know what it is. And it was an AK-47, which I am totally unfamiliar with. I don't own one, don't shoot it. It belonged to my stepson. And I got it all back together. I just had one piece in backwards, and he took it apart, flipped that, put it back in there, and the thing's been running ever since. And that was probably 3 years ago.
What?
Yeah, the AK is something else to work on. It's very simplistic design, but man, some of those pins in there are a huge pain in the ass, and there's no room to move.
I just wonder what you had backwards. The keeper spring, maybe, because that'll do it. If you ain't got the keeper spring in there just right, pins will float, and Chris, I don't know. I'm just curious.
Chris, it's an AK, brother. I don't know, and I don't care.
You know how many AKs? I got a buddy of mine, the guy I bought this SAR off of. You know how many times he's called me because the part compliant thing there for a while, where you had that X amount of frickin' American parts in a gun. He'd call me and say, "Oh, I got another AK. Can you come over and change the trigger group?" Okay. He'd pay me $10, $20 or something. It was like, I'd go over there, take me like, here, give me this, boop, boop, tap, beep. Okay, there you go. You got a beer?
See, this is a real thing. You work on your own stuff. And you very rarely, if ever, take something to a gunsmith. Now, I will. If I'm stumped, I will. I got a guy in Adairsville. I love this guy, and I'll call him up. And every time I've been there, because he knows who I am and he knows what I do, he may have it. He'll tell me on the phone, "Look, man, I got a 3-month waiting list." And then as soon as I show up and he sees who he's talking to on the phone, he's like, "Well, come on in." And he carries me upstairs to his shop, and then I leave with the thing running, But what happens is you earn a reputation among your friends as being able to work on your own stuff. And they're in their mind, they're thinking, well, I'm going to carry it to Chris before I carry it to a real gunsmith. I swear.
That's the thing, because, my Mac 90. Yeah, it's a Mac 90. I don't know why my brain was farting, but it was a Mac 90. I bought it for $175, and the only reason this is funny. I was talking about the M1 carbine. Probably told this story once or twice, but I was working at the gun store, and we would accumulate store credits so we could use our pay for store, and it was like, and that was just part-time for me. So that was kind of like my play money over, what are you doing, pup? Stop it, knucklehead. I brought the dog in. But on the rack was an M1 carbine and an AK. And I went, they're talking about banning these, I think. And it had the thumb hole already and no bayonet lug and all that stupid. But I was like, I'm going to buy one of these. Okay, $175 plus tax was my price. But I learned real quick how AKs work. And they are very simplistic, but if you just got to have everything in there. But how I got he knows how to work on guns we're doing inventory, and I find this box full of a gun frame, a slide barrel parts. And I asked the owner, "What's this?" So and so brought it in, like blah blah. I'm like, "How long has it been here?" I don't know, 2 years. I'm like, and y'all didn't figure this out. Middle of inventory, I just stop, lay out a rug, a gun mat on the counter, and I lay all the parts out, and I look at it, and I go, well, they only fit together one way. Started looking at it. Never worked. It was a baby Browning. Never worked on one in my life. 20 minutes later, I went click, click, cycled the slide. I say, hey, call this guy, tell him his gun's back together. And from that moment on, it's like, Chris knows how to work on guns. Oh, thank you very much. Can I get extra pay? No. But anyway, I always had a knack for it, I guess. I don't know. So, I mean, I've always had a knack for just looking at a machine and how it works.
I'll tell you what's not cheap anymore is taking stuff to the gunsmith.
Mm-mm.
All right, guys, I got to step away for a minute. I'll be right back.
All right, brother. Yeah, the gunsmith ain't cheap anymore. Used to be fairly cheap. Nowadays they're not. But I don't really go anywhere anymore either. I work on all my own stuff. So
Right. And what you can't do, you will, if you need something machined, that's different. But I mean, look at how many guns you built. I built a few in my life. 4 for myself, a couple for other people. But that's what I mean. After you kind of understand how it all works, and it's a machine. You know what I mean? So
right. It's just like back in the day when I started in the industry. The way I got into it was all scope mounting.
Right.
And I hadn't done a whole lot of shooting or anything like that at the time. But they realized I could mount scopes, and I was just mounting scopes like crazy. I couldn't even tell you how many thousands of scopes I've mounted.
Yep. And then you got into shooting more, and then you got into it, and then you opened the can of worms.
I opened a can of worms, and years
Yep.
later I started building stuff, and
yep. And
that was a whole nother can. Then I got into reloading. That was a whole nother can.
Yep. Oh, and reloading. And it's so funny because you and me have talked about this, and Jamie too, and any other people that we've had on the series, you've had on, or I've been reloading as a can of worms. Now, if you just don't want to reload cheap pistol blasting ammo, it's not that difficult. If you want to reload precision rifle rounds, now you're getting into the can of worms.
Oh yeah, once you get into trimming and all that good stuff,
the trimming, and making sure your powder measure is just right. The one thing that I found that most powders are not weight sensitive per se, but mass sensitive, because
it depends where you are too. Because like now right here, it's humid as hell.
Well, actually, the past few days the humidity's been down, but yes, it does. So
when you get into that, you really got to watch your powder, because your powder is going to start sticking, and
and that's what I said. It's like, people, reload your own, cool, blah blah blah, and it's like, well, pistol ammo is fairly easy. You want
right? Well, I've had people ask me to load them up stuff here and there, and it's like, well, I really don't do that for people.
Well, that's not legal anyway unless you got a license.
Well, technically, yes.
I might say, hey, man, I brought you this 6-pack of beer, and you go, well, here's a box of ammo. Hey, good trade. Oh, that's legal. So, but yeah, I've had people, load for me. I'm like, crap, I can't keep up with myself.
Yeah, it's getting time to sit down and do it. I've always do it in stages. I'll run some stuff here, run some stuff there, and then running to Dylan. I'll just, when I got a couple hours, I'll sit there, and then I've got 1,000 rounds.
Oh yeah.
I ain't,
Oh
gonna,
yeah.
I ain't gonna worry about it. I can run 1,000 rounds in a couple hours.
Yeah, well, like my Pro 1000, I got the new one, which is, oh God, I love it. But I think it's set up on 40 or 10. I can't remember it. Actually, one of them I got two of them. One might be set up on 9. But like I was saying earlier, Everglades ammo, I just got to look and see what they got for projectiles. I got everything else I need. I got powder, I got primers, and definitely got a lot of empty casings. So, but yeah, I'm the same way. I'm gonna go, okay, it's time, and we're loading, baby. So
Yeah. That's
actually, I'm thinking I only have one 9mm mold, and that's the Lyman 123 or 120 grain conical. It looks like a crayon tip. I need to, because I did my experimenting with powder coating, and it actually turned out fairly good the first time. So I'm thinking I need to start casting again because I got plenty of alloy, but I only have the 9mm mold, so I need to get another one. And I'll probably buy a 6 cavity of something, you know what I mean?
yeah. Go to get NOE. Do like a 2 cavity or a 4 cavity NOE.
Yeah, well, Lee makes 6 too, I believe, but yeah, right now I only got the one. I thought I had another one, and I haven't cast in a while, and I went out and I started digging through my mold, and I'm like, ah, crap, that is the only 9 I got. So I got 357, 356, but which could be, sized to 355, but they're all too heavy. They're like 158s, and you could do that in a 9, but it's not a standard 9. But
Yeah, you can load heavy 9mm. I've got heavy 9mm.
I know. I
I,
remember us at the range saying, "Yeah, this is this load," and you told me that. I'm like, "Really? Yeah, try it." It's not fine.
Yeah, you can load some heavy stuff. I got some heavy bullets.
But anyway,
just gotta pay attention to what you're doing and your load data and all that. And
oh yeah, and that's people ask. It's like, well, it's like, well, you look up load data, and it'll say, well, it's for this bullet, and it might say, well, the 125 grain Sierra bullet, this is the max powder charge. Well, 125 grain full metal jacket, this bullet, and they're a little different. And then you go, well, they're like 0.3 of a grain. How about you just go, oh, let's say one's 5.3 and one's 5.5. Well, just load them all to 5.3. You'll be all right. You know what I mean? The heavier one is not going to, if the heavier one says 5.3, loading a lighter one at 5.3 is going to be less pressure. But it's still, you see what I mean? So it's a lot. It's just, I don't know. It's just so much over the years of doing it, the things you learn. And like we were talking, can of worms, brother. What a can of worms. So.
Yep, that's it, man. It's, I got so much money invested in this, being in the industry, I never realized, when I first got into it, what was going to happen. And I got so much money invested. I used to be able to throw everything in the back of my truck and go. And there's no way in hell I can do that today. I got so much crap now. It's just insane. And yeah, that's not happening. I need a full on freaking big rig to get all the shit out of here.
Well, mine is not that bad, but like you were saying, the money that I have spent over the years, and and Jamie was saying it, you buy something, and down the road they are investments. I think Alan said something, but there's things you won't sell, but there's things that you might buy and go, oh, this was fun, but hey, I need $500. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, well, it's an asset.
Right. Oh, and there's stuff I've just got given to other people too that want to get into stuff. Over the years, I've handed stuff down to someone else.
Oh, I've done the same thing too, and it if you can spark the interest, that's a big thing. So, Anyway, Jamie's back. What's Jamie doing?
Bacon burgers, man.
Oh, hey, speaking of one, I tried because I was coming back after I bought the ammo and found out the mag didn't fit. Arby's has the new burgers, and I went, I want to try one. So I tried their bacon burger. I will say it was not bad, especially compared to a McDonald's or Burger King burger. It was pretty good. So,
No, man, this is wife's bacon burgers.
well, homemade is always the best.
Well, she knows what she's doing. I've had the pleasure of dining with Jamie, and she knows what she's doing, man.
It's always good to have a woman that knows how to cook. I mean, I know how to cook, and I don't mind cooking for myself, but yeah, it's always good that the other one knows how to do it too. So,
Oh yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, we've been married 21 years now. And I want to say something, but I'm afraid she'll hear me.
yeah.
After 21 years, you know better.
Right. I would hope I don't want to say it. I hope I got her trained, but I think what it is she's got me trained.
Yep, she's got you trained, brother.
I can say this from a mutual standpoint. You got each other trained. You've lived long enough together. You're in an age that you done with dumb, silly, goofy stuff, and you know each other to the point that you think you got her trained. Well, she just learned. It's like training a dog or anybody else. The person learns you and you learn the person. You know what I mean? And it's not training someone. It's just you get to know somebody, and they know how you think and you know how they think. Well, we'll never know how women think, but you see where I'm coming.
No one knows how women think, man. That's a dangerous thing right there.
I wonder if women actually know how they think.
I don't think they do.
Okay, just think of how men think. Now just think the exact opposite.
Gunpowder, there ain't no way in hell Tardar's doing anything to you, and you know that.
Oh, here. All right. This is actually kind of a dad joke. All right. You told me this. It was somebody. I can't even remember. Anyway. All right. Guy's walking on the beach. Stumbles, kicks something up by accident. It's a lamp. He rubs it. Genie comes out. Genie says, you know the deal. Give you 3 wishes. Whatever. Well, his first wish is, my doctor told me this. This is funny. Last time I went to see my doctor for my blood pressure told me this. Anyway, he says, all right, my first wish, well, I don't like to fly and I don't like boats, but I want to go to Hawaii. Can you build, make a bridge to Hawaii? And the genie's like, you know how much work that would be to do that? I mean, that would be a heck of a feat. He says, do you have anything else? And the guy says, well, I've always wanted to know how women think. And the genie says, 4 lanes or 2. The bridge. In other words, he'd rather do the bridge. That's impossible. Yeah.
Yep.
No, Chris, we got it, bro. We got it. Okay.
Yeah, my doctor, I go in there and he's like, and this is, my doctor's cool, but, he's like, he looks around like, all right, door's closed. He's like, all right, before we get started, I got a joke for you. Before he even asked me, all right, yeah, what's wrong or any, of course the nurse had taken all the in, but he comes in, he just sits down, he's all right, got to tell you this joke. Oh,
No, gunpowder. If she's irritated, you don't take her to the range. You bend her ass over.
Oh, dude,
Ooh,
dude. Gunpowder's in the
Putting a fire
gunpowder.
over the hand of an irritated woman is not the thing to do. You got to bend her over and get that shit out of her first.
no.
I haven't talked to Gunpowder Beauty in a minute. I just said hey in the chat. Yeah, I have not seen her or Tardot. What's up with Tardot? They all still, I don't know. Met them at NRAM a few years back. I don't know what's up with
Gunpowder, come on, you're not new here.
Hey, chick, ain't seen you in a minute.
Okay, gunpowder. Here's one tells you exactly how men really think.
Uh-oh.
Guy's been stranded on a desert island for 25 years. And all of a sudden, he's laying there on the beach, and coming up out of the surf is this absolutely gorgeous woman in a wetsuit, right? And she says, "Hey there." And he says, "Well, hey." And she says, "How long's it been since you've had a big, nice cigar?" And she reaches down in her wetsuit between her cleavage and pulls out this magnificent 6-inch Cohiba, hand rolled, beautiful cigar. And he said, "Wow." And he says, "Yeah, I'll take that." So he unwraps it, lights it up. Obviously, she had matches too. So then she says, when a man has a really nice cigar like that, he really needs a good bourbon to go with it. So she reaches down between her cleavage again and pulls out Allen's favorite, this Woodford Reserve. And he said, "Wow, I can't believe that." So he starts drinking the bourbon and smoking the cigar. And, they chit chat. And about 20 minutes later, she says, "Well, I got another question for you." He says, "Okay, what?" She kind of grins and kind of puts one hand on her hip, like ladies will do sometimes. And she says, "Do you want to play around?" And he says, "You mean you've got golf clubs in that wetsuit?"
The thing I was gonna say was, well, her cleavage is pretty magical. I would have said, "Why, you got guns in there?" That's great. That's great.
That is some pretty magical freaking cleavage, though.
The point is, ladies, sometimes you just have to come right out and tell your man what you want.
Yep. Don't play games because it just messes with us. And then we say the wrong thing or whatever. And then you get all pissy. And then the whole shit show. And it could easily have been avoided if you just tell us instead of fucking taking the long road around.
But also bear in mind, guys, your significant other is kind of pressed to be a lady, So keep that in mind as well.
Well, gunpowder, you got to learn to freaking keep your legs closed. You know the consequences.
I grew up with a mom and 3 younger sisters. My mom taught my sisters that the only one true form of birth control is a tennis ball. You put it between your knees and don't let it fall. You're golden.
I've never heard that one before. That's funny. He's got to work on his pull-out game then, you know. Clearly his pull-out game is not on par.
What, you know, no penalty for early withdrawal. Isn't that what the bank said? All right, I'll be quiet.
Don't make me say what I'm thinking.
Please do.
We try to keep it fairly clean here.
The hell we do.
Gentlemen.
All right, I'm going to tell you the truth. Bear in mind, I try to live a good life. But the fact of the matter is that's a piss poor method of birth control, and it's even a worse way to have sex, okay?
Right. Yeah, I never liked that method either, so. Jamie, you surprise me all the time.
Just remember, guys, they have more than one hole.
No.
You don't have to put it in the one.
No, come on now. Come on. Oh, my gosh.
There's a good way to keep them quiet.
Oh, stuff a sock in it. What? No, never mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said that.
Oh, boy.
I ain't scared.
How do we get here? I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. It's the Scotsman show. Yeah. That's funny. So, yeah, Alan put something on the side. I don't know if he's having.
Yeah, he lost power, man.
Yeah, he said something. What was going on downstairs or something?
Yeah, they had some issues downstairs. So,
bummer. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I've watched the show and everything, but I haven't. You know, of course, Scotsman and Jamie. I've chatted with you guys, but I haven't seen Alan in a minute. And good to see him. He does look so different when he's all clean shaven and clean cut. But
yeah, he's having the using the machine, so he's got to have it clean.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I'm not looking any younger, and none of us are. So you know, we all change. Heck, matter of fact, the day I went to the doctor, I used to be 6 foot even. Then I was 5'11" and a half. Then I was 5'10". Now I'm 5'9" and a half. That's how it goes.
Oh, what are you new here? You know this show always goes sideways at some point.
I was just gonna say, really? This is a Scotsman show. Come on.
The train never stays on the tracks.
Well, I like to think of it more as a unpredictable roller coaster. That it kind of stays on the tracks. It just twists and turns ways that you will just don't even try to understand. That's the philosophical way of looking at it, I guess.
Well, I apologize for saying what I said. I shouldn't have said it, but that was what I was thinking.
Well, I'm glad you did, brother. Jamie, I know you are a Christian and you try to live, but you know something? You're human. None of us are perfect. We're all human. You know what I mean? We're all human, and you gotta think.
He's on here, so you know he knows he's gonna have a bad influence with me around.
Yeah. And the other thing you got to remember is whether you believe it or not, we are animals, we have animalistic instincts. It's just the way it is. And being able to control those animal instincts is what separates us from the beast. So some people don't seem to be able to control things like that. Never had a problem. But that's what I said. I mean, we're all human. You know, none of us, you could read this in the Bible where none of us are without sin. That's for sure. But you try and live your life the best you can and be a good person. So, but to have a good joke like that, well, that's good too. So that just says, yeah, you're human. I guess that's just my way of looking at it.
He's not new here. He knows the show. He knows
Oh,
what
yeah.
happens.
Oh yeah. And for him to come up with something like that, I'm like, okie dokie.
He tries to keep it on track sometimes, tries to keep us on the right path, but
I just wish he had his camera on. He's probably trying not to laugh at us. I love you, Jamie. You're a good man. You're a good man too, Scotsman. The people that I have met, good people, through doing all this stuff. You know what I mean? Just good people.
Yep,
So,
absolutely. Well, we're gonna start going through the room and get out of here. I gotta get ready to go to work. So,
I was gonna say it's pushing 9. So,
Chris, you got anything you want to say before we head out, man?
nothing, man. Peace to all. Stay 2A strong. Hopefully, we'll get some content out soon. It was good to see everybody. Hey, there he is. Were you laughing at what we were saying?
Well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate everyone in the side chat.
Yep.
Sorry we lost Alan. Hopefully he gets power back soon. But lost Alan, we lost a few other folks along the way. But appreciate everyone out there. Jamie, what you got, brother?
Check us out Friday nights at 8 o'clock on the Georgia Shooting Connection channel. Scotsman, thanks for having me. I apologize for showing my sinful side, but part of life is part of life. And they're 6-shooter Texan, and I'll do my best to send us out right. So I can't do it like Alan does it, but I will say, keep your magazines loaded. Keep one in the chamber.
Woo! Rock